Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Dr. C. Cliff Roperez, and I'm here to speak about managing stress. Right, okay, let's get started. And as a starter, I want you to pick up your pencil or pen, just like what I'm doing now. And if you are ready with your pen, type in the comment or chat box. Just say ready. Type in the word ready. Hold it up just like this. Okay, keep the elbows up, nice and good. And get it closer to your nose. The pen get closer to your nose. Everybody must do this, right? Don't worry. Gently close your eyes. Hawak mo ngayon ng isang mangga. Bagong balat. Kagagayat mo lang. Saktong-sakto. Ang tagal mo nang hindi nakakatikim ng mangga. Tapos ngayon, eto na yung mangga. Medyo nangangasim ka na. Green na green. Grabe, malutong na mangga. Binigay sa'yo. Andyan nakalagay sa plato. Sa iyong harap. Hawak mo na ngayon yung mangga na yan at kinagat mo. Naku, talagang malutong. Nangangasim ka naman ngayon. Sarap ng mangga na yan Ngayon, habang nakaupo ka, ibinaba mo ngayong mangga na yan at medyo nangangasim ka pa, medyo napapalaway ka na konti. And I want you to feel the surroundings. Be aware of the noise and sounds around you. The electric fan, maybe your laptop creating that noise or some sound, some animal sounds around you, or some insects around you. And I want you to feel that feet flat on the floor. At habang nakaupo ka, nararamdaman mo parang may umakyat sa iyong paa. Ayan. Umakyat doon sa kanan mong paa. Wow. So, hindi mo maintindihan kung ano kaya yung gumagapang sa paa mo. Ano ba yan? Linta ba yan? Ano ba yan? Parang gagamba yata umakyat. Naku, bulate. And you just feel that it's going up your legs. Now I want you to stop and gradually open your eyes. Open your eyes now. And now put down your pen. Put it down. So I got a few questions here. I don't know how you felt exactly while you're doing the activity that I asked you to do. But here's the thing. There was no hilaw na mangga and there was no limatic, or bulate, or ahas na gumagapang. Tinitingnan ko yung legs ngayon. So, what was your thoughts? And I'm going to wait for your answers. Go ahead and type in the chat box. Send in your answers. And make sure that you really put on your emotions that are going on, the feelings, the thoughts, the fears. Yung pero medyo napapapitlag ka. I want you to write down ano yung mga na-experience mo while you're doing that particular activity that we just did. And not only that, imagine that you're holding that pen for about 60 seconds, right? When you're holding a pen for about 60 seconds, was it easy to hold it that way? Right in front of your face. And then you were instructed to look ahead, look forward. That's not easy. It's not something that we do every day. But now we were just trying it. We're just experimenting how it's going to be like. What will be the emotions, the feeling? So what are the kind of thoughts that's running around your head? What are the things that you're considering while you are doing that? But you do it anyway. Yeah? For 60 seconds, you're doing that. But I'm going to ask you, what's going to happen if you hold it for the next 1 hour? And all those things going on, a lot of fears, a lot of things, a lot of imaginations interplay. And while you're holding that pen, maybe you could say, okay, man, I can hold that pen for the next 60 seconds. Yes, for the next 10 minutes, okay. But as it goes up, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 1 day, 2 days, pretty sure your arm's gonna be super sore. It's gonna be super painful. And that's the reality there. So here's the thing. Here's what I was trying to drive at. It was a simple 60-second activity. A lot of things are going on already. There was no snake, there was no spider or gagamba or hilaw nangangasim na mangga. Kaya napalaway ka na. And everything was just coming from a voice that you hear, and that can be your own voice. That could be your own interpretation. These things doesn't exist. I was telling you time and time. It's your own way of interpreting things. Okay, now I need to go back to your worksheet and I'm going to write it down. Okay, so where's your worksheet? Number 1, I am capable of making a story. I am capable of making a story and react on a given situation. So number 1 is story and react on a given situation. So you have your own story and it's how you interpret and how you react. So those things are the main factors. That's why it really depends on how we deal with stress and how we see things in many ways. Okay, so I got this mail from internet. Let's move a little bit. I got a mail from the internet, so I looked it up actually, and but I could not validate the source. I just got it from many different sources, but they say just the same information in there, and I could not validate it. But I was trying to. I was connecting with these individuals who wrote it, but I could not. But anyway, I'm going to read it to you. And some of you might have already read this because it said it was a viral open letter. And it was actually a resignation letter that was posted by one of the teachers in Quezon City. Okay, I don't want to mention the name, but you probably have encountered this particular resignation letter. And I hope you don't use this when you resign. Okay. Anyway, so here goes. An open letter from a resigned teacher goes viral, and this is from a certain teacher in Quezon City. Okay. So, in the letter, and this is going to be the first and last time that I will talk about the real reason behind my resignation as a public school teacher. It is easier for me to let go of the job I'm having for 10 years. The job that I thought would lift my social status at least. The job that I thought would help me improve my well-being and develop my personality. The job that I thought would help children to change the world. The job I thought would make me survive in this complex world. But it all goes the other way around. There are 2 different reactions of people I encountered when they learned that I had already left my teaching career. One is so happy and I'm already out of the stress zone, and the other one is looking at me like I am crazy because I'm trying to let go of something stable. So why did I resign? And here's the enumerated the reason why. And you need to understand, I need you to just listen very, very closely to these reasons why this particular teacher in Quezon City resigned. Okay? She said, in verbatim, the job is killing me already. I have accumulated diseases over the years like laryngitis and cysts on my bladder due to continuous usage of my voice and unhealthy lifestyle due to stress. And by the way, guys, this was written something 2019, March 2019, and it went viral. And then let me just continue on. The job that is supposedly an already paperless work because of modernization or in technology becomes a more complicated work due to school records that needs to be transferred to soft copies. So I don't have a really perfect imagination about that, but it's just one thing that's really troubling her. That's why she ended up resigning. She continued, I have been away from my sons for 3 years already, and that is not making me a good mother. She said, you have been building my status as a coach for years, won contests and spent money from my own pocket for the sake of the contest. But I woke up one day that I'm already replaced, but needed my help to train the one who replaced me. So won the contest, and I ended up unrecognized. It's a little bit painful in there. So, and then she followed, it's so painful being a teacher, but treated like I am uneducated. Can't stand the competition rising. And another complaint was, it is the system itself. I'll never get rich. No leveraging. The compensation does not equate, or it does not equal with the workload that I get. There's just too much work, but underpaid. Here's the number 9. You have a lot of bosses. You got a lot of bosses, a lot of people telling you what to do. Even your coworker acts like a boss. Number 10, spend money from my own pocket for teaching materials, followed by loads of credits and loans here and there, right? And some of you might be able to relate with that. And she followed saying, I'm not happy. I'm not happy anymore. She said it was stressful. And then she continued, they say teaching is a noble profession, but I'm not born to become the noblest person. I'm a mother, a wife, and a daughter. And let's all be practical. We all applied from work to earn a living, and not to kill us. It's all about prestige, power, and respect. I just want you to live and be happy. Just live and be happy. These reasons are just some. I have not included yet the best reasons why I left, but to make things clear, I do love my co-teachers from the depth and from the department, and especially my students. I hope people will now understand why I give up my profession and switched. It is my choice. It's my life. So it's very moving. And she followed, if somebody would hate me for this, it's up to you. Which only means you have read it to the very end. And that's all from her. And let me invite you. I was really moved when I was reading that. I could really exactly feel what she might be feeling that when she was writing that resignation letter. So I invite you to offer 30 seconds of silence for her courage to write that letter. And just a moment of silence. Okay, that is very stressful, hands down. She just experienced just beyond some people's capability. That's why she ended up resigning. She listed down all the things that's costing her as a teacher, causing her to be in the space where she was very, very stressed, and the whole wide world is somehow, she felt that way. It was up on the shoulder, and she decided to resign, even if she was a good coach. And I was reading the comments. The comments are really good. Like, they were supporting her, remembering about the things that she did when she was a coach and all these things. Now I'm going to have a question. Do you believe that stress is harmful to your physical and mental health? Sometimes the answer is going to be really obvious, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Do you believe that stress is a harmful thing to your physical and mental health? If the answer is resounding yes, then I have to tell you that it's not just you. Yep, there is 92% of people out there who are thinking that way. Here's the thing. In 1998, University of Wisconsin researchers, they asked 30,000 adults in the US, 30,000 adults in the United States about how much they had experienced in the past year. So how much stress they had experienced in the past years, whether they believe stress was harming their health and these things. So 8 years later, the researchers found, that high levels of stress increased the risk of dying by 43%. But here's the thing, but only for those people who also believed that stress was harming their health. Okay, so one major killer of stress-related diseases or death is the belief that stress is harmful. It's the belief that stress is a threat. They believe that stress is a threat. But actually, as we move on, I'm going to show you that stress could be a friend. I'm going to post it right here. Stress could be a friend. And we will go through it. Why am I claiming that? Contrary to a lot of people thinking, stress is a threat. Stress is harmful. Stress is going to kill you. And there's truth to that. That's what I'm going to talk about that. So this article was taken from Forbes magazine. And even more fascinating, people who reported high levels of stress, but who did not believe their stress was harmful, were not more likely to die. In fact, they had the lowest risk of death of anyone in the study. So among those, there's very, very few people were thinking this is about stress. So 182,000 died prematurely because they think the stress is bad. Okay, so from here, let me just show you the top causes of death in the world. All right, so what are the top causes of death in the world? Okay, listen up. And it might be in your worksheet right now. You have to look into your worksheet. Okay, so let me see. And this is the statistics in the world from the WHO. Okay, so 2020, December 2020 statistics. Number one. Okay, let me just find it. It's right here. Find my paper here. Number one killer. Guess what? Heart disease. Heart disease is the number one killer. And how many people died in 2020? 9,419,497 due to heart disease. Guess what? Today, 24,103 deaths related to heart disease. Today, in the world, 24,103 people died out of heart disease. That is so sad. I'm just going to jump right into the second one. What do you think is this number two killer? Number two killer, ladies and gentlemen, stroke. All right, let's look at stroke. You have 5,770,490. Again, stroke 5,770,490 from January to December. And that's your 2020 statistics. Okay? I'm going to ask you, you're probably interested, how many people died today, this day, out of stroke? Ladies and gentlemen, 14,775. 14,775 people died out of stroke. Wow. Just crazy statistics. Let's put it away. And now let's move on to our third killer. The third menace what would be the reason why people died? Number three. And so number three, how many deaths in 2020? 3,362,269 goes to the lung disease. And that's 3,392,269 for lung disease. Okay, so what was the first one? The first one was heart disease, and the second one, as I was telling you, was stroke. And here comes the third one, lung disease. Three major killers in the world. It's just devastating, right? And let's move on. Why and what are these related to? These three things are all related to stress. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a deep dive and find out what's going on really. So we think of stress, before we jump in there, we think of stress as a pressure. Okay. So a pressure and a threat. Okay. We think of stress as, you can see that, as a pressure or a threat. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I mean, I'm not going to say that's a bad thing, but you know, it happens. We think, a lot of people think that stress is overwhelming. And there is truth to that, right? I mean, people are really overwhelmed and they're having really great issues. I mean, they can't hang on anymore. They can't hold on anymore. It's really overwhelming. We're not used to be doing things this way. The COVID-19, the pandemic is very overwhelming. We're not trained to do this. We're not used to do this. And suddenly we woke up one morning and here comes this devastating virus. Things change suddenly. Just like that. Just like that. I'm going to tell you, by the way, I was tested positive in April 2020. April 2020. And I was stuck in my house. And we have a smaller room. What I did, I quarantined myself, isolated myself. So I have this small tent inside a small room. So I kind of isolated myself already, and inside that tent was my little world. But I got my computer, I got my laptop, and I have my internet connection, so I can do things, right? So, by the way, I was interviewed by Inquirer Radio. I was also interviewed by USA Today, and you can look it up, Cliff Roperez, and it's gonna show up. So anyway, I'm a nurse in one of the nursing facilities here in San Jose, and I was somehow, I caught it from one of the patients, one of the residents that I was taking care of, and it's a bad thing. But anyway, I'm really happy. I'm very thankful about not giving up, about being a fighter, and about being able to thrive and survive the havoc and the whips and all the things that I experienced with the coronavirus. These are really intense level of stress, and that's why it's going to be overwhelming. And at some point, you're going to feel that there is depression for some people. If for some people already got positive, for example, they're so depressed, and what do? They curl in one corner. They blame a lot of people. They blame him. They even blame God. So depression is one of the things that we experience whenever we are having stress. Guess what? The next one will be anxiety and anger, right? We get mad, we get upset, we don't like it. And we feel so anxious. There's just a great amount of anxiety that we felt. Yeah? So, anger. Why me? Why is this happening? So people get so upset about things, and they tend to blame mostly everything that they can. So what else? It doesn't stop there. Racing thoughts. It's just your head just doesn't stop thinking. A lot of things going on. Just racing. It's always just storm going on in your head. So it's a lot of racing thoughts. And you're thinking about sadness too. Sadness and being alone, right? This is one killer as well. This is part of the stress, the things that's going on. Being alone, or actually feeling alone, right? So those two different things. Another thing is feeling lonely. You could be alone, right? But you don't need to be feeling lonely. So, but it is sadness and being alone. So this is just some of the impacts of having stress. What else? Helplessness. Okay, so this is why I'm putting this. Helplessness. But do we really feel that we are helpless? I don't think so. Maybe we just feel that we are totally helpless, but a lot of people wanted to help you. And I still remember the way I kind of I have my home treatment, my home medication when I had that the virus. I was stuck for 14 days, almost 14 days, and so I just had to deal with sinuam na itlog. You know that they call it egg drop in some other languages. So I have sinuam na itlog, and then it has the ginger, luya, pinitpit na luya in there. So that was my soup, and my egg too. It gives me more, I would say, protein, get me more energized. So I dropped minus 6 pounds. But the problem is, after a while, I gained it back, double the amounts of pounds. It's crazy, huh? So that's my little story there. I was in my house. I was in my room, and then inside the tent. And it was my daughter's birthday that same month, because she was birthday on April 6th. And on that month, I could not even go out. I could overhear they were singing "Happy Birthday" on the other side. I was like, I'm literally crying. I'm a mama's boy. I cry, and those type of things. But that's another training. Okay, what else do they feel? Feeling irritable. They feel easily get irritated, and then they also feel self-pity. When you're depressed, when you're alone, and then here goes, you pity yourself. Self-pity. That's very... There you go. This is a sad thing. So, try to veer away from that. That's not what we're made of. We're strong people. We're courageous. We're victorious. We're fighters. And I'm going to ask you, because I say we're fighters, we got to flip the switch, flip the switch, or you can hear the words, let's turn the table around. Let's turn the table around. So here's the thing. Don't fight stress, and that's in your workbook. Don't fight stress, and don't focus on your problem or your problem. So if you are thinking that stress is a threat, then you're doing it differently. Stress is not a friend. Is not a threat. As a matter of fact, it is a friend, and that's what we're going to be talking about. How come suddenly Dr. C is saying that? Okay, is a friend, and here's why. I'm going to tell you, and I want you to be with me. Don't sleep yet. I know there's a lot of distractions going on, and you're probably hungry right now. I'm going to give you time for a break. Here's how we're going to approach stress. And not many people are very much successful in doing this, but I want to challenge you. I want to push you. Really, you can do it. Okay, so let's see. So before that, please understand that chronic stress disrupts nearly every system in your body. Like, it can affect every tissue of your body, every small cells that you have in your body. That's just the job of stress, just crush you like that. And it can put your immune system into trouble. It's in trouble, and you'll upset your digestive system and reproductive systems, and you can increase the risk of heart attack. So where was that mine? I saw it earlier. So here's what's saying, right? It can increase your heart attack. That's why heart diseases are number one. Yeah, they're top of the killers. So, and you can look older, faster than usual. And here's what, you'll speed up the aging process, and we don't like that. Who wants to grow old faster and quicker and look saggy and crinkled? So tough stress can overcome you and even rewire the brain or your responses to stimuli, and the way you imagine things. It's like the pen activity. It rewired. It kind of like reform the way your thoughts are. You imagine things like, oh my God, I heard this. Now you put some truth to it, even if it's not existing. And that's why, and as we go along, I need you to be more mindful about your self talks, I would say. So stress is leaving you more vulnerable to anxiety, just like what we mentioned earlier, and then and anger, depression, and other mental health problems. And if you're a worker, if you're a teacher or a government worker, or somewhere in between maybe, believe me, it's not just you. A lot of people are also experiencing this, and some people might have ended up taking their lives, and we don't want that. We don't want you to go to that level. It's too much. That's not okay. It's not cool. I mean, it's a lot of things, more problems. So what else do you experience with stress? When stress happens, when stress kick in, many things going on, and what happens? So, by the way, what are the possible stress issues that you could experience? I mean, you can just easily think about the things that really new change. It's even the teaching method that we do today is totally different. The modality of teaching, trying to transfer knowledge, is totally different from the way we were trained in school. It's totally different now. Like today, we have to use laptop or computers, or be using a video session, and it's not easy. People are really finding it so hard, and a lot of people are still adjusting now. And there's just a lot of stories about other things really stressful for you. And at home, okay, you have bills to pay, you have many things going on. You have a family member, you have issues, you have a child or a son, you have a teenager who's been running around and doing crazy stuff, wild things, and that's just the way things are. You're facing a huge decision to make. You have facing a major change, whatever that is. It could be a health issue, it could be a social issue, it could be a financial issue, or it could be a spiritual issue, or anything, something like that. But we have these four sides. We are a social being, we are a physical being, we are a spiritual being. Yeah. So I want you to understand that, and the financial being, so all these things, and we are balancing. It's like you're juggling many things, and we don't want anything to drop. So if something drops, bam, your stress like fires up, and then it just shoots up. So what happens when you are stressed in a stressful situation? I mean, the simple things like how are you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna give you an example before we move on. I have a really long list here. So before we proceed this, I want you to easily count. So let's say about 1 to 100. Yeah, but we will count 1 to 100 by 6. Okay, let's do it. 6, all right. 12. What else? 16. Oh no, crazy. 18, etc., right? Right. 6, 12, 18, blah blah blah, and what else? So it's a little bit easy, right? But for some people are having a hard time. I'm having a hard time when it comes to mathematics. That's not my, I don't know, my psyche. I just run away. My cliff is run away when I hear about math or computations. Some people, it's very, very stressful. And if you want to count, if you say, oh, Cliff, come on, that's easy. I'm a teacher, dude. So 6, 12, 18, etc., dude, that's easy. But here's the thing. If I'm going to ask you to count backwards from 324, an increment of 6 going down. So 300, did I say 324? 324 minus 6, minus 6, minus 6, minus 6. So it's becoming more stressful, and because we're not wired that way, and it's totally different now. Okay, another thing. So you're already watching this video. You're already attending the seminar. This is a very, very example. Okay, what is your dominant hand? Okay, for example, you're a right-handed person. I want you to do it this way. Okay, you just easily clasp it. These are the things that you are doing on a regular basis. But when I try to change it, so okay, clasp. Okay, what do? Usually, if I'm a righty, my right thumb is setting on my left thumb, just like that. Okay, let me do it again. So easily, good like that. Okay, one more time. Everybody, this is way. Bring out your hands just like this. Bring it out, stick it out, and then you'll have to do is you just clasp them together, just like what I'm doing now. Kabam. Okay, easy. Okay, bring it up one more time. Clasp. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you to do, but this time it's going to be the left thumb right on top of your right thumb. Okay, so do it. Oh my God. So look at that. It's not easy. It's not easy. I don't know if you just, magically do it, or without any, no stress, no sweat, you're able to do it. But for some people, I mean, I'm myself, and there's in 2 Chainz, there is some level of stress level in there. Okay. So just what I want to point it out. So what else do you experience when there is stress, when there's new things going on? Maybe your girlfriend is coming in. Maybe your boyfriend is visiting you and you're not ready. The house is all so messy. Okay. So you would experience headaches, right? And some people would experience heartbeat going faster. It's on a race. Okay. And then people are sweating. Like, I sweat a lot. My palms and my feet, the sole of my feet, they just sweat a lot for some, new stressful situation. And for example, they said that one of the most stressful situations is when you are asked to go to the front and recite maybe something. You're asked to do an impromptu speech. Not many people are so ready to do that. Some people would just go jump in their front and start talking, and they just casually and very comfortably talking about many things. But some people would rather just die. You better kill me than asking me to talk in front, especially if I'm not prepared. But let's take that as an example. Let's take it as an opportunity for you to prepare. But there's a lot of things going on. Okay, so let me just go back. You have a sweating, palm sweating, and then you have a shaking, right? Trouble breathing. Okay, so feeling shaky, nauseous, and you also have a tense muscles, or I'm saying, feeling really low. And it can harm you mentally, and you can get sick. You can get anxious. So like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things that I mentioned, helplessness, all that. You will feel it. And having racing thoughts, and minds focus only on negative about your situations. You always thought about the negative side about things that's going on. And you can get discouraged and may think about giving up. Just like the teacher who resigned. And you probably know. There was a trigger. There were 2 teachers who committed suicide. 2 teachers, almost in a row, committed suicide because they couldn't handle stress anymore. 2 teachers. And so she felt that, I don't know, I don't want to, just thinking about this is what she was thinking at that time. But it's just, it could be a lot. It's more than enough for her to bear as a great burden. So she just chose to just resign, So maybe, I hope she's okay now. And so again, I mentioned it makes you experience sadness and anger and helplessness and anxiety, and changes your mood and can make you irritable towards others. That's why suddenly, even maybe your kids are very irritable. You're asking questions and, bakit ka ba tanong-tanong? Galit agad. Bakit ba ito na lang palaging ulam natin? Bakit ba ganyan? No, etc. I mean, they could get really irritable very fast. So those are the things. If you feel that way, then stress is on the way, my friends. So you got to be very, very mindful about things that's going on. So, but I'm just gonna share. I'm gonna sharing you what are the things, what are the experience, what are the bodily reactions, what are the chemical response of your body to a specific stimuli that you're experiencing. So it can also change the amount of food you eat and the type of food you eat and the time and frequency that you eat. And then you eat a lot, and then those are like the junk food, and it's very easily accessed. And sometimes you don't eat anymore, but some people just eat a lot. So same thing with sleep. So you have erratic sleep pattern, or maybe lack of sleep, shallow sleep. So what about work? You will tend to procrastinate or lose interest in going to work. Yeah, especially, oh my God, my home, I live here, and this is also where I work, because this is your work is now home based. You're working remotely because of the coronavirus or the pandemic, or being locked down. And you were not used to do that. Your family members were not used to be experiencing this type of setup, and suddenly all the family members are here. We're not used to have this before. So many things going on. There's a lot of abuses going on with this current situation. A lot of abuses, and verbal abuse, psychological abuse, physical abuse, and even sexual abuse. is happening. And actually, I'm conducting one seminar also, gender and development, and I'll be talking about the sexual abuse that's been going on in the very homes of the students. Okay, so anyway, I want to put that to the side. We're focusing on the stress. I don't want to stress you out. Another stress is, just getting in front of your laptop for the webinars, or sending out modules for your students, or fixing the schedules and lesson plans and all these things. And remember the pencil. Where's the pen? Where's my pen at? Remember the pen activity? So I just had earlier. 60 seconds with elbow up. 60 seconds, you can do that. Yeah, of course. Come on, dude. 60 seconds is about 1 minute. But guess what? If you're holding that from ever since, and I wanted to start it maybe around, I don't know, maybe April, about 10 months now, 9 months now. You've been holding that every day in front of your computer. That's another story. Guess what? Have you ever noticed that when you look at, a bit farther over there, and this pen appears to be two of them, and they're blurred and all that, but you got to keep holding it. A lot of emotions going on, a lot of feelings is interpolating in there, and that's very much normal. It's not just you feeling this; the entire world is into this mode of teaching now, mode of learning, and it's not something cool, and we don't want that. I hope it doesn't happen anymore, and I hope that this is done already. Let's move on to the next type of learning and all that. So, but a lot of things. So. And then you may start when you're having these kind of feelings, and in front of laptops the whole time sending out modules for your students, and you may start to avoid your friends and family members, and some people may also do dangerous things when they're stressed. And like I mentioned earlier, in some other places of the countries, some people committed suicide, and we don't want that. That's the last thing. I hope not that even as an option to do. So what did I mean about going back? Just, kind of go back. What did I mean when about flipping the switch? The switch, like that, pop, pop. Flipping the switch or turning the table. What did I mean about that? I just meant to change the way we deal with stress. I repeat, we got to change the way we deal with friends. No, with stress. So earlier we said that stress is a threat. It could kill you. It could change you. There's so much negative things going on because you think that stress is a threat. My friend. Hold on, my friend. Where's the other one? We're going to change that. We're going to switch that. Here's what I'm going to do. Okay, stress. Okay, look. Stress is a threat. We're going to change that to stress is a friend. And that's what we're going to do now. What do I mean when I say stress is a friend? Okay. So I want you to think of stress as something that motivates you, something that excites you. Stress is something that will motivate you and excite you. Because I feel motivated now because of stress. And people are like, dude, really? What's so motivating about stress? It's actually stressful and it's harmful. Okay? So, but what we're trying to say here, for example, one really small example, for example, that you have a visitor, is your girlfriend or boyfriend. I think I mentioned this a while back. And you're now motivated to do what? Oh God, of course, initially you feel the stress starting to fire, starting to kick in. And oh my God, the whole place is all messed up and so dirty. I got crazy stuff going on in the kitchen. On my laundry, there's all scattered all the floor and all that stuff. And you don't want your girlfriend see them or your boyfriend see them, and or you haven't even showered yet. But it motivates you to, because of that stress. It motivates you as well to clean up. It excites you. Okay, my God, I'm going to put some fresh flowers, or I'm going to hang our picture together and things like that. So think of it, stress as something that motivates you and would excite you. So like I was telling you, when I was locked for about, for less than 14 days, and I went positive, and I got symptoms. By the way. I got crazy amount of headache. I got I've been in the first 2 days I was having crazy amount of diarrhea, and dude, it's not a joke. And also when I got that, my temperature went 101 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, yeah, it was, I was just ill. I was feeling very, very sick. I could not move well. I was almost just going to be stuck in my bed. But then it also motivated me to learn. It excited me to learn online stuff. I took online courses, and it also motivated me to learn new software, new apps, and those are the things that we can think about. So I'm going to ask you too, what would motivate you with this new thing? Before time, you don't even know about Google Meet or Google or Zoom, but now you said a master. You just an expert now in Zoom and many other things. Okay, so make sure, find a way that stress will be something that will motivate you or excite you. And also you have to look into the stress will keep you alert, right? So it keeps you alert. Remember, if you are stressed in very, very stressful situations, your pupil bulges. I mean, your pupils are wide, and then your shoulder go up like this. You're on a fight mode, and but of course you also get to, your whole systems are all on the alert mode. I mean, you're getting ready for something, and you are alert. But also, I wanted to kind of cut them so I can separate them, but you guys are cool, so forget about this. I'm talking about you're also social. Earlier we were thinking about being lonely, being alone, and helplessness, but not really, because we are. Do I need to cover this? No. We are social. Yeah. Can you see that well? I don't know. I'm just looking at the camera and the other camera. So you got to be social. What do I mean by about being social? When I mean being social is that you tend to reach out to your friends, to your classmates back in the days. So it's high time for you to have a little reunion. So be social. This is social media. Yeah, but again, I'm going to tell you in the next few more minutes, you got to have control to that as well. You got to manage that. But it can keep you alert. I'll also keep you social. But also use any type of stress for business idea. Bam. You got to have some business idea going on. You can think of something that will make you think about having an extra income. So, a lot of people have online stores, online businesses, and they make a lot of big money up there. And of course, you can also develop a new hobby. Right? It could be something. Suddenly you're into gaming. Suddenly you're into blogging. Suddenly you're into making a YouTube channel and things about that. Just your new hobby, or maybe crocheting, or some people will try to do gardening, and many other things that are really therapeutic for them. It's a new hobby, or maybe painting or anything. You would like to do that because before time you always thought about having your painting hobby be kind of improved. But here, look at this. If there is something that you need to be fixing, you need to build any type of projects that you long started but you never continued, dude, this is the best time to really jump right back into it and do it one more time. Do it again. Fix it, finish it. Don't be an intro voice. Just do the introduction and don't stop, and don't complete it. But like I said, I mentioned earlier, when you're stuck, I always think about this coronavirus because this is very fresh and we are all experiencing that. So when talking about coronavirus, let's also use that as an opportunity to learn, just like what we're doing now. What we're doing now, we're trying to educate ourselves. We're trying to learn. Yeah, that's what's going on. We're using a certain software that allows us to communicate, to transfer knowledge, uses technology to exchange, to have a good, healthy exchange of ideas and that type of things. So, like what I was saying, you got to educate ourselves and learn. And you know what? I finished an online course when I was stuck in the house. This is, and also use that to build memories with your kids. So I'm gonna close this because. All right, so use that to create memories. Yeah, with your family members, with your mom and dad, or your kids, or your relatives and family members. Just use that. Before time, you're not able to have a reunion in the house, but now you're sharing food together, and all this good stuff. Okay, so take it as an opportunity to develop really new and a new. Just focus on possibilities. Look forward, look beyond, and not just on the fear that threatens you, the fears that cripples you. So now we're gonna crack a code. We're gonna unveil a mystery, and some of you might have encountered it already. And this is a mystery of the 9 dots. Okay, here's the instructions. I need you to connect the 9 dots. Connect the 9 dots with 4 straight lines. 4 straight lines. Connect the 9 dots with 4 straight lines without lifting your pen. Let me try to do it. 4 straight lines. This is my first 1, 2, 3, 4. Click. Yay! Hold on. You missed the one in the middle. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm gonna try it again. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, you missed these 2 guys down here. So the challenge is I need you to connect the dots with 4 straight lines without lifting the pen. Okay, keep it there. Connect the dots. Okay, I'm gonna give you 1 minute. All right. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna get something to drink because my throat is ready to dry it up. So again, connect the 9 dots with 4 straight lines, connecting all the 9 dots in there. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so you guys give up already? Make sure you got your water sitting right next to you so you can easily access it and drink it, yeah? I don't want you to get dehydrated. So, where's that? 9 dots. Here you go. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am presenting the mystery of the 9 dots. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do, if you connected it, send a screenshot to the IT people, the IT team. Send a screenshot, and I'm gonna show you the correct answers at the question and answer portion, yeah, in the open forum. So I'm gonna show you how it's done. But you know what? Hold on. Oh, no, we got to do it now. We got to do it now because it's part of my it's part of the thing that we're gonna do today. Let me see. Can you see that? Going at 1. That's the number first, and then this is number 2. Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go beyond the 9 dots. Look, 3, 4, right? And guess what? Did I hit it? Because yeah, you got to hit that. But that's your 4th strand. I cannot see it from behind. So now your box, what happened now with your box, it goes much bigger than usual. So imagine here, it was initially just like this box, but we did this. So now your box is bigger, and so on. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what we do. So I want you, I hope you were able to get it, but we'll have more of that maybe during the question and answer thing. So, okay. So that's how to crack the code. Let's start at the upper left dot. Start at the upper left dot and follow the arrows, and it made sense. The intention of the puzzle was to think outside of the box to solve the puzzle. So tell me, what did you learn? Tell me honestly, what do you get from it? What are the things that you have realized doing that particular activity? What do you learn? And I want you to put in a chat box and send it to me, send it to the IT people, and I'm able to gather and collect them and let's let's dig right into it as soon as we're done with it. And there can be many ways in attempting to connect the dots, right? You try left and right or whatever, and so you can succeed without doing things like everyone else. And think differently. That's why we keep on saying, yeah, there can be more than one way to be right, and you can follow the directions and still think outside the box. So that's your stress box. That's your stress box. I want you to widen the box, make it bigger. So it's filled with many things going on, personal things. We have social issues, financial issues, work, spiritual, health, and a lot more. And the only way to deal with the stress box is to get out of the box and form a kite. Did you see that? Did you see the kite? Did you see the kite? Yeah. And fly. So, okay, now let's find out what are the helpful ways to cope with stress. So, number one is to focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the things that you can control. Don't cry about things that you cannot control. So make sure these are the things that make sense to you. Focus on the things that you can control. And many other things that we cannot control, then sweat. Just understand that they exist. But you got to be very careful, right? Number two is to manage, I'm trying to read it from the back, manage your time. So prioritize things. Don't just, a lot of things are, we get drawn into it so fast. We get absorbed into something, but you got to manage your time. You have to prioritize things that you need to do first. The majors, those very important ones, is very, very careful about managing your time. And don't get stuck too much, being in a lot of things that you think that were really fun to do. But then you forget about the major ones that have impact to what you need to get things done. And number three is to take care of your body. It's very important. You have to take care of your body. So I'm going to give you a quick example about if you're very, very stressed out, and you can just, sit erect, just like this. Oops, here's my back pops just like that. Sit erect just like that. And then I want you to inhale. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale to the mouth. But I want you to hold it. When you inhale, hold for 2 seconds, and then exhale to the mouth. Okay, let's do that about maybe 4 times. Ready? Ready? Sit erect with me. Yeah. Inhale. Deep, deep, deep inhale. Hold. 1, 2. Release to the mouth. Again. Inhale. 1, 2. Hold. Release. One more time. Inhale to the nose. 1, 2 to the mouth. The last one. This is called what I call boxed breathing. 4. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2. Release. There you go. If you're feeling dizzy, then you gotta stop it right now. I don't want you to just pass out because of that. So again, you gotta take care of your body. You got to take showers, man. I know you're stressed, and I know that it's been a while that there's a pandemic, but doesn't mean that you have to avoid getting showers. You got to take showers too. And what I need you to understand too is that change your self-talk. This is what I'm saying about you can't always be negative. Use a positive self-talk. Change your internal messages. You got to change these things. It's very important that you have to change the way you look at things, the way you perceive things. So, but then what I'm trying to say here is you have to understand that there are a lot of negativity going on, and I'm not saying that you will forget them. Do not forget negativity. You have to understand, you have to recognize that there are negative things that's going on, and it's just something that is a normal thing. There will always be negative things. There will always be darkness against light. There's going to be low tide against high tide, and many other things that I was trying to say. There's always black and white, the yin and yang, and all that. So be aware that there are negative things, but don't ignore them. Think of it that you have a plant. Anybody with any plants have a kamote or tomato or yung kamatis, meron kang talong, at meron kang halaman sa madaling salita sa likod ng bahay mo. So ngayon, sabi ko, oh my God, gusto kong mamunga na lahat ang mga kamatis na to at mga talong na to maging mayabong, magkaroon ng maganda. Sana meron akong maipagmalaki at makain. So, inisip mo na. So you went out there, pinagdasal mo sila, kinausap mo sila, and then may nakita ka mga damo-damo. May mga tumutubo, mga mutha. Diba? Tawag natin sa mga annoying grass that basically they wanted to grow on the very spot where you are planting your favorite vegetables. Guess what? The difference of the meaning of weeds is plants that grow in the place that were not wanted. Something like that. I don't know. Still trying to remember. Weeds are the plants that you don't want. Something like that. Anyway, these are the things that we don't want. And they're trying to choke or compete with the nutrients that our kamote, our balinghoy, and whatever gulay that we have. You have to recognize that there are negative thoughts, but don't ignore them. For example, okay, I see na maraming mga damo. Alright, I see negative. Iwasan ko lang negative. Iwasan ko na lang. Di ko na lang papansinin. Okay, cool. You go went back to your room. You got to your house. Following week, you come out. Andito pa rin sila. Yung mga damo, andun pa rin. Lumago na sila. Dumami na yung mga damo. At hindi lang yun. Nagkaroon pa na iba-ibang uri ng mga damo. And it's like, what is going on? Those are the negativity. Trying to choke yung mga halaman mo. Inagawa ng mga nutrients. Again, do not ignore negativity. You have to deal with it. What you're going to do is, do something positive with them. What are you going to do? Yung mga damo na yan, uproot din. Bunutin ang mga damo. Huwag mo itapon. Lagyan mo lang doon. Guess what? It will become your compost. May compost ka na, ipatong mo doon sa ibabaw, nagkaroon ka pa ng mulching. The mulching is the process na it will keep the moisture level doon underneath ng mga damo na yon. So ngayon, hindi siya basta-basta matutuyo pag sikat ng araw. Sisipsipin yung kanyang yung tubig, right? So naiiwanan doon. So ngayon yung halaman mo may nagagamit na mas nare-retain yung moisture level. Okay? Cool. So gamitin mo yung negativity into something that's positive that you can use. Again, do not ignore. Kasi keep ignoring the negativity, ayan, lalago na sila to the point na hindi mo na sila makontrol. And we don't want that. So, it's very important. You have to switch offline to online. What do we mean by that? It's switching offline to online. So, yung mga kaibigan mo, okay? Yung mga kaibigan mo na kinakausap mo lang lagi noon sa, sa tindahan, sa barberan, sa palengke, offline mode or modality. So, pwede pa rin kayo mag-usap. And you go on Facebook, you go on Facebook Messenger, you go on chat, you go on, you can also go on Google Meet, you can also go on Zoom. You just or email, right? So you basically take them to the online level, right? So go back online. So use the technology, use the internet to talk. So do not cut the link between you and your friends who usually have to deal online. You keep it, bring it online. And of course, stop the endless scrolling. Stop the endless scrolling. What do you mean by endless scrolling? So where's my phone? You wake up, we wake up every day, and then when you wake up, you got your phone with you already, and start scrolling, and never stops. Dude, when you open your Facebook, you keep on, you keep on just reading all the content in there. You're just digging into trash, digging into clutter. Minsan may mga nag-aaway pa doon, may mga naniningil, mayroon pa mga nagwawala doon or nababastos or mga kung ano mga pinapa-post doon. These are just garbage and trash, and we don't want them. When you wake up, that's what you wanted. What you're going to end up having for the whole day. Garbage in, what happened? Garbage out. So what you take in is that's what you show and what you express. We don't want that. So, and IT people know about that, garbage in, garbage out. So what you want to do is just to make sure that you have a good control about using the social media. Because what? Never stops. When you start on YouTube, and it's not gonna stop. You keep on, and YouTube and Facebook and many other social media platforms, they will feed you with a lot of garbage all day, and what's gonna happen to make you feel stressful. You feel more beaten, and you don't want that kind of feeling. So I want to have to stop the endless scroll. Put a time for yourself that at some point in time, okay, that's enough. Kasi wala nang load. But what I'm saying is you have to find a way to really manage your time. You control your urge to always go on social media. Okay, so we're talking here. The next one will be create a distraction. Okay, create a distraction. Have a hobby. You know, you have to do something new. Don't always be stuck with the same field, the same industry that you are with right now. Go ahead and open a new possibility, a new type of job, or maybe learn a new language, things like that. Or maybe you can just learn something new, read a book, right? Before time, you never ever read a Bible, then go ahead and take this opportunity to read the Bible. So just create a distraction. And now the Bible shouldn't be a distraction. It should be the main thing that you're going to be doing anyway, guys. So, go, you have your cell phone, and, go on, creating videos, right? Go on blogging and distraction. You can also do some photography, or started to write a book, read a book, many other things. So have a pet cat, have a pet dog, or go on backyard gardening, creative distractions. Or you can also change your pattern and make sure you have to become more productive about it and more positive about it. So those are the things that we have to consider when you are trying to create a distraction. But of course, you eventually have to reboot yourself. You got to reboot yourself and find a way, really find a way that you have to get yourself refreshed and don't get stuck in current condition. You stay refreshed, stay reboot, and make sure you take showers too, right? And again, so let's go ahead to the last part in here, almost. So why do we have to do that when you do all those positive stuff? And this is what I call the love hormone, is oxytocin. This is the type of hormone that are being released. And we want this type because it's a love hormone. It's a happy hormone. The happy hormone, or the love hormone, is oxytocin. It fires up really good feeling about ourselves when we're able to do something good, even in a very stressful situation. So this particular hormone, bam, kicks in. And guess what? When you do something really good and you're happy about it, and you get rewarded, and you are basically enjoying the results, come on, welcome, Mr. Dopamine. So you get reward, and this is the hormone that kicks in. Dopamine, okay? Say it again. Dopamine is your reward hormone. You get that. A good strong dopamine level. And don't forget that you will also have, if you're so enjoying, you have a calm hormone, be more peaceful, less stress, you're able to manage things already, and here goes the calm hormone kicking in. You got your endorphins, set up an S here, endorphins. That's your calm hormone. So you're basically having a good salad, a good cocktails of the good stuff. And the good thing about all these things, you have the willpower, the serotonin, the willpower to survive, the willpower to fight stress or befriend stress, the willpower to make a difference, the willpower to change the way you look at things, the willpower to turn the tables around, to flip the switch for your own advantage. Your job is already hard. It's not easy. A lot of people are just wondering, and they're praising you because how are you able to survive with all these things going on? With your, you give instructions. It's not easy. And especially with the kids that you are teaching, they're already fed up. They're already the attention span is really small and really short, and you don't like it. It's very hard. But then you're there and you're helping, and that's why you just very, very, very importantly. So there's always that way that you have to really take care of yourself. Very, very importantly. So, again, you have to make sure that you are sharpening the saw or sharpening the axe. You have to take care of yourself. All right. Okay. So stay positive all the time, and but then don't forget about the negative going on, and also please make sure that you stop for a while, you pause for a while, and you sharpen the axe. Get refreshed. What I mean by sharpen the axe is what Stephen Covey in his book, the 7 habits of highly seven habits of highly effective people. In one of the habits there, he said you have to stop and sharpen the saw. You have to stop and sharpen the axe. You have to stop and just improve yourself, learn more, refresh, reboot yourself. Okay, hold on. So just break my microphone. No. So ikwento ko na lang itong in a more sa Tagalog lang. So isang araw, ito, lagyan na natin drama, right? So may isang para medyo maangas something. So merong isang matanda. Okay, meron isang matanda na pumunta sa kagubatan. At ang matandang ito ay may nakitang isang mama. So dalawa, isang matanda, isang mama. At yung nakita ng matanda na yung mama ay nagpuputol ng isang malaking puno. Kaya kinausap niya. Nagtataka siya eh. Ay, abang, ay ano naman ang ginagawa mo diyan? Ay parang ikaw ay pagod na pagod. Parang ikaw ay nanghihina. At parang ikaw ay talaga namang nangangalumatan na. Ano ba yan? Pawis na pawis ka at talagang pinagkakabalahan mo diyan. Desking bata ito. Yun sabi ng matanda. Sabi nung ito ng mama, aba, itong mama na to, itong matanda na to, kita niya na akong pinuputol ko nga itong puno na to. Kanina pa ako nagpuputol ito. Pagod na ako. Hirap na nga ako. Ayun, dagnas, pawis na ako. Talagang kailangan ko maputol ng punong ito. At hindi ako pwede mabala. Sabi ganyan. So, ito na yung sabi ng mama. Abay, bakit ba hindi mo muna tumigil ka muna at tignan mo, baka kailangan mong muna ay magpahinga. Pangalawa ay kailangan mong hasain ang iyong palakol na ginagamit para mapudol ang puno na yan. Yun ang sabi ng matanda. At ang sabi ng mama ay ganito, aba, ay bakit ako titigil ng pagpuputol na to? 4 na oras na ako nagpuputol nitong puno na to na hindi maputol-putol at parang tumitigas habang pumupunta ako sa bandang gitna ng puno. Ang hirap. Ayokong tumigil. Pinaghirapan ko na ito, ba't ako titigil? Yun ang sabi ng matanda. Sabi ng mama. Sabi ng matanda, aba, ganitong gawin mo, amang. Bakit hindi ka muna magpahinga? Ayusin mo sarili mo, magkumain ka muna. Mukhang gutom na gutom ka na at pinakamahalaga sa lahat ay hasain mo ang iyong balakol. Bingaw-bingaw na. Pagod ka na. Paltos-paltos na ang iyong mga kamay. At kailangan mo nang tingnan mo na ang iyong sarili. Alagaan mo ang sarili mo. Iyo mo nang patalimin ang balakol na yan. Hindi ba tumatagal ka ay lalong pahirap ang ginagawa mong paghampas sa puno na yan. At habang tumatagal, hindi naman mabubuhal ang puno na yan dahil wala nang talim. Ang hawak mong palakol, hindi na epektibo ang ginagawa mo. So tumigil ka muna, magpahinga. At ito nang medyo naramdaman na ng mama na may punto ang matanda na ito. Tumigil muna siya. At hinasa ang kanyang palakol. At nakapagpahinga na siya, nahasa pa niya. Kaya na bumalik siya, mas naging epektibo siya, mas napuputol niya na maayos. Yung hampas na ganun ng palakol, mas tumatalab. Eventually, naputol yung puno. At ginamit niya para haligi sa kanyang bahay. So, with that story, ladies and gentlemen, teachers, government officials, government unit people, at some point we got to stop At some point, we got to reboot ourselves. Sometimes we get to get refreshed. At some point, we have to sharpen the axe so we become more effective. What is that? Sometimes we get very tired already in front of a laptop and delivering webinars, reaching out to people out there, or doing the modules, and a lot of things going on. There's just a lot of, you have your financial issues things too. And sometimes you may have to, just like the rant of the teacher who eventually resigned from her work. And you could probably be expecting the same way as well. That you use your own money. Your own money that should be used by your own family already. But you have this grandiose heart. You have you just this feeling that you wanted to get things done and help others. And that's okay. And that's just the way it is sometimes for some people, that we get things done, and as long as it's done the way. So sharpen the axe. That's what we're doing now. We are pausing for a while to sharpen the axe, to know more. This was in this in-service training. We stop for a while, we pause for a while, and we do this. So when we go back to the action, we're more ready. We're more powered up. We're more, we got the zest, we got the vigor, we are more, we got more motivated, you're more excited, you're more thrilled, you're more elated to do things. So that's all for today. I know you got stuck with me. I hope you're not stressed a lot, but again, so this is Dr. C. I'll be coming with you, so I'll be sharing with you my things, my materials, and also I just want to make sure that we are going to change. We're going to change now the title. It's not managing stress. It's success. Success and stress. I want you to be successful while there is stress. I want you to be a successful teacher. I want you to be a successful parent, a successful mother, a successful principal, a successful master teacher. I want you to be the best in your own chosen field. I want you to be a good citizen, a good community person. Success and stress. Good into that. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me here. I'm so glad to be able to share my thoughts. Also, if you get a chance, go ahead and read my books. So again, I want to thank you for hanging out with me and sharing your thoughts with me. And I'm going to also give you a gift for being here today, and you stuck with me. You got stuck with me for like 1 hour, more than 1 hour and a half almost. This is one of the books that I wrote, Burn Your Bows. This is my fourth book, and you will really learn a lot from this. I'm going to ship it to you and also give you a digital copy of that, so everybody will have a copy of that. It's really cool. And thank you again so much. And if you can go ahead and if you want to support the things that I do, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and share it. More importantly, share it with people who are very much stressed. And I hope you find value and meaning in what we did today. And again, thank you so much. And until next time.